Yes. Welcome in. It's Balloon Party, 101 ESPN, 101 ESPN YouTube channel. Come look at us. Rank us. Who would you rather go out with, me or Jackson?
And be honest.
Seriously. I hope I win. I want to go out with the listeners.
It would be nice.
Is that a bad precedent to set, to start going out with 60-year-old men?
Well, you have to think. Relationships, like when you're on your deathbed, you're not thinking about, an 8-foot putt you missed. You're not thinking about the day you missed from work. You're thinking about the relationships you've cultivated. Yeah. And if we can cultivate a relationship that, starts on the web, starts on the YouTube chat, right, but then turns into a real face-to-face relationship, I think that's something really special. That should be cherished.
I like an older man. I'm going Tim. It's from Tiny PP.
Respect.
I'd rather date my own sister. That's from Matthew Kapfer.
Okay, well, we said honesty.
Depends on where we're going. That's from Deep Voice Dude. Jackson, where would you take our listeners on a date?
Oh, man.
Probably the Grizzlies game.
Ooh, that's a good. I once took but a date to a Missouri-Kansas scrimmage at the Sprint Center in Kansas City.
And you're still with that girl today?
No, different. I'm with a different woman. That was many years ago, but no regrets. Mizzou ended up losing that scrimmage. MPJ had like 15 points.
Can we just do an MMM? That's from John Scores.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Tim in a landslide, I'd get lost in those eyes. That's from MD 2020.
All right. You don't have to be so honest. One vote for me wouldn't hurt.
I'm sure there's one in there. Somebody said Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers. Not an option. Hell of a wide receiver.
Fat Bob says very demure Jackson.
Okay. All right. So that's a younger person, I assume, based on their terminology. So, all right. Feeling good now.
And then now some of the questions are getting very specific. You can text in your answer, too, to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Which one of us would you like to go out with? It's a hot topic.
I think we've opened up a can of worms. I went to the text inbox.
Jackson looks put together. Was this planned? Like you knew that we were going to ask this question, so you brought your Sunday best?
That's like something my grandma would say to me. You look very put together today.
Maybe your grandma is JM Ace. Is it JMac 4F?
No.
These comments are far away.
No, is that my grandmother?
Can we skip ahead to Jackson holding St. Louis Chiefs fans accountable? That's from Kwame Voyukas IV.
I was only gonna do it if people were gonna provoke me into it. But I guess.
Well, the NFL season opens up here in a matter of 9 hours, and in St. Louis, this is Chiefs Kingdom. No one has ever won 3 straight Super Bowls. Could we see it here in St. Louis?
Ugh. It's just.
What, you're pulling for the Ravens?
I'm not pulling for anybody. I might. I don't think I'll have.
You drop a dime on somebody.
I don't know if I'm going to have any action on tonight's game. I've kind of made a rule to not bet on Thursday Night Football, but usually it's because of short weeks. I don't know how teams handle short weeks, but this is obviously a very long week since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in February. But I don't know if I'm going to lay any action. I certainly have no rooting interest for the Kansas City Chiefs, unlike some people around here.
Uh-oh. Here it goes. The fuse has been lit. Off he goes.
And I'm sure there's people who are like from Kansas City or maybe from like mid-Missouri who chose the Chiefs when they were kids or their family were Chiefs fans. And if that's the case, good on you. Root for whoever you want. In all honesty, root for whoever you want. But, if you're a St. Louisan who changed teams coincidentally when the Chiefs got really good and St. Louis didn't have a team and your excuse is, oh, well, we don't have a team, so I just picked one. They're in Missouri. Lame. You are lame.
Oh, no.
You are lame. And no, you're telling on yourself. Is that you're not loyal to the soil.
Loyal to the soil.
You're not loyal to the soil. You weren't with it. You weren't in the gym shooting with us. It's just how it goes. And that's fine. But you're telling on yourself.
It's a sports station, Jackson. Have a take. That's from Dan Jansen. You've been sideways with Dan Jansen.
I have. That was my take. If you are a turncoat, if you were a, air quotes here for those who are listening audio only, Rams fan, and by that you had the same property of St. Louis Rams football XXL t-shirt since you were 8 years old, and that was the only interaction you had with the Rams. Didn't care when they moved, and then when the Chiefs got good, you're like, oh, I'll conveniently be a Chiefs fan. Go Pat. Like, lame. You are lame.
Tell them, Jackson, speak the effing truth. That's from the 636. You're getting love in the text inbox. Air Comfort Service text inbox, 314-399-9646.
I can't possibly imagine, like, for me personally, this is totally personal, like rooting for a team that I don't have, like, some sort of connection to. And simply being from Missouri is not a good enough connection for me. Let
me do a deep dive here.
Right.
Because this is a show that the first commandment is we don't kink shame.
Nope.
And we are passionate about that.
Yeah. Steadfast in it, really.
Yeah. There's just no room to waver on that. Mm-hmm. And I'm teaching my 7-year-old and my 2-year-old that too. It's a first lesson. The part of it is, keep your word, treat others how you want to be treated. But I always say, and we do not kink shame. We do not kink shame. But if somebody chooses to cheer for a team, I could not care any less. Personally, sure. If somebody locally were starting to cheer for the Buccaneers, let's say, when Tom Brady came in there, would that bother you as much as the Chiefs fan thing?
Not as much.
Okay, and why? Why?
Because of the kind of convenient excuse of, like, well, they're in Missouri. Like that, to me, that just doesn't hold water to me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Kansas City is far away. The Colts are probably as close, if not closer, to St. Louis. You could, depending on where you live in Chicago, you could be closer to some areas of Chicago. I personally don't see it. I don't see it, and I think it's super convenient that when they got really good, people were like, oh, I guess I'll be a Chiefs fan. What about, like, when, like, in the midst of the Alex Smith days, would you have also been a Chiefs fan then? I get people want to have a team to root for. I just can't root for a team that I don't have a deep connection to. Hometown team. You root for the home team. That's how I was raised, at least.
The Rams crapped on us. Kansas City's the logical choice. That's from the 314.
The logical choice is to not just glom on to a fan base and say you're one of them.
Yeah. Hunt was in play on the Rams relocation, and these F. Kroenke folks in Chiefs gear are absolutely absurd. That's from the 314.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's where I personally am coming from. But because our tenets are, we are not going to kink shame.
No, we're pro-liberty.
And we're pro-liberty.
Yeah.
If one wants to cheer for a team, then I would say, you know what I would do? I would doff my cap. You see that? You see how I do it? Tiny little index finger.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you say? This is like, I have a 3-millimeter index finger.
Right. I'm really good at gauging measurements like that. So, yeah.
It's a tiny little, like a little pincer. So this, for me to doff my cap.
Yeah, it's a big effort.
I'm lifting, and then just like this, the 100 or so people in the YouTube chat, what a treat for them. I doff my cap. Wonderful. You're going to cheer for the Chiefs. Oh, you're going to cheer for the Bengals. Oh, you're going to cheer for the Patriots, the Dolphins, whatever. That's fine. For me, personally, it stems from my time in Columbia, Missouri, at the University of Missouri, and what I became aware of, which was, some of the people from Kansas City really have it out for St. Louis. I had no idea about this. Hey, friends of mine from St. Louis, did you have anything against Kansas City? No, why would we? I don't know, but do you notice all these Kansas City guys don't like us? Yeah, that's a little strange, isn't it? So that's where that came from. And then in 2015/2016, when Clark Hunt was on the relocation committee and there were only 6 owners on it, he voted for the Rams to go to Inglewood. The other 5 voted for the Raiders and the Chargers to go to Carson. My belief was it was a business plan. And hey, you know what? Make more money. Make money, make money, money. That you do your thing. The Blues skating around with the Chiefs helmets. I projectile vomited.
Yeah, bile.
Yeah,
bile.
Yeah, there was bile. There was actual bile.
It was bubbling.
It was like The Exorcist at my house. But I didn't say, hey, now that I've seen that, you cannot root for them. I'm just telling you my reasons for not rooting for them. But if everybody else wants to go to their neighborhood schnooks and get their Chiefs gear where it's readily available, then you know what I do? You see me doing it again?
Yeah, it's really
doffing my cap. I'm not even raising it.
No.
You see that? Just like just scratching the brim
over there.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm mostly in the same camp. I just, like, my perspective on the person is like, okay. And like I said, if you are from mid-Missouri or not even from here and, like, you've been a Chiefs fan forever and you weren't ever a Rams fan, I'm not talking to you. Please enjoy your team. I just think, like, for people from St. Louis to then just switch camps because the team moved, I think it's a little lame. I say, you know what, Tim, I say, if you won't stand for something, you're liable to fall for anything. And this is what I stand on. This is my business, and I stand on it.
Wow, now you're the Eli Drinkwitz talking to Josh Heupel.
That's right. God, I almost pulled something in my back when I said that. Oh,
wow. And what are you, 72?
Yeah, 26. God, why'd that hurt? I need more water.
Whoa, an owner wanting to make more money. How dare he? That's from John Scores.
Nice. Side with the, oh my God.
Jackson's getting angry.
God, that's just, oh my God. So lame. That right there, that was the lamest thing I've heard so far today.
Oh, so today, because I thought if you're going to give us 31 months, I was going to go, I could probably.
No. But just be like, no, Stan's in the, he should make as much money as possible. He's the richest owner in sports. Buy someone else's team and move him.
Now, who are you talking to here?
Stan, John Scores, whoever. The defenders.
I'm with Jackson. Look at that. You are getting support in the Air Comfort Service text inbox like I've never seen before. And keep in mind, it's not even 24 hours old since you've identified yourself as not knowing who Mike Modano is.
Yeah, that's why you never get too high, never get too low.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I will always be hated.
When he says these cliches, I picture him. Oh, I don't know if I can say this on this station. TMA would have been read. Big break for you.
Oh, okay.
I'm with the Ledoux fanboy on this one. It's from the 314.
This is just how I feel. I didn't waste because I really do enjoy the memories of watching Rams games with my dad, my brother, and going to the games. I had a lot of fun doing that. But when that just disappears for your town for money, like when you're told as a fan, like sports are more than money, like sports are everything. Like sports transcend culture, it brings people together, and then when it simply gets moved for money, and then not only that, but the person who moved the team craps on the city on the way out. And
so now you're on Kroenke and not Clark Hunt.
Clark Hunt, they're moving. I think it's lame. Like Clark Hunt, the Chiefs Blues thing was whack to me. Super whack. Super whack. But like when sports are supposed to mean so much more, and then they get moved for money, and then the guy craps on the town leaving, I can't then just be like, well, I guess I'll just pick a new team. No, I'm wounded, man. Like there's a hole in my heart that can't be filled. You're expressing
your emotional vulnerability here on this show today, and I support you for it.
Right, and
because some of these listeners might want to pounce on you, especially about the Modano thing, and then you come on here and you're expressing your vulnerability, even though you've been carrying it for 8 years, and I share that.
And what's even worse, way worse than anything are the people who are still Rams fans to this day. Ugh. Oh, my God. I could not imagine.
Does that bother you more than being a Chiefs fan?
10 times worse.
All right.
10 times worse.
Starting to find your moral compass today.
10 times worse. That is the worst.
What if somebody's still an Atlanta Hawks fan?
That's okay. Quinn's got great hair. Ice tray.
Wow, right there, the principal. We just lost our principals, I feel like.
Nice tray.
Marsh's Burner and Grape Ape Auto Detailing, those are my guys.
Yeah.
I'm on the record. They're also kind of the only two names that are saved in the 101 ESPN text inbox. Oh, Janet is too. Hey, Burkett. I didn't go to the University of Missouri, but I'm from Missouri, so I root for them. Is that all right with you? Let's move some furniture, LOL.
I always tell Jamie Rivers, let's move some furniture.
I happened to I was walking around the corner the other day, and Jackson was posed to fight Jamie Rivers as he walked in like a 1930s boxer.
Here, I'll do it for the people in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, like that. And Marsh was filming it.
Yeah, I was gonna put a little pressure on our friend from Canada, and he walked out of the building, saw me at the front reception area, saw me, and then turned right back around.
He didn't want any part of it.
He knew trouble had come to town.
Wow.
Yeah, and his name was Piddles.
Preach, Piddles. Your biggest hater. That's from the 618.
Nice. Yeah, I listen. Overall, root for who you want to root for. It doesn't really bother me all that much. I just think it's kind of lame.
You'd think a rich kid who grew up with a silver spoon would have done better in geography. Kansas City's about 3.5 hours away. Indy's about 5 hours away. That's from Grant's second fan.
I drove to Indy a year and a half ago. I didn't feel like it was that long.
You know the Pacers game?
I did.
Butler?
I did go to a Butler game. That was awesome. Hinkle Fieldhouse. If you're a basketball fan out there.
Coach Norman Dale, Jimmy Chitwood, I'll make it.
Yeah,
I'll make it.
It's right where they measured the rims at 10 feet. 94 feet, just like our little gym back in Hickory.
Yeah.
So that's like a basketball museum, like a living basketball museum. Highly recommend.
It's like St. Gabriel's gym. Jackson, we have the trivia today for the Budweiser Bash on Tuesday. That's coming your way at 10:45. What is the category?
This is a tough question to categorize. I really like this question. I think you're going to really like this question.
Oh, really? This must be about the adult community in the San Fernando Valley.
It's a sports question.
Oh.
All-encompassing sports, though. There's really no category for it. Just sports. Yeah.
Intriguing. Why this Jackson? What a huge show.
Yeah.
It's 3.5 hours from me, and Kansas City is 4 hours from me. That's from the 314.
I didn't follow that.
I think we're talking about how far Indianapolis is from individual listeners.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas City probably a little closer, but it's similar. I'm saying it's similar in...
Well, Nashville for some of our listeners.
Sure. Be a Titans fan. Way too much blue in there.
Chi-Town, stand up.
Bears, yeah, I'm cool. I mean, listen, essentially root for who you want to root for. I just find the Chiefs thing I find really kind of lame. I find still being a Rams fan after they left super lame.
Any other franchise that you would like to attack their fans?
Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones is just as culpable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm finding a moral compass again.
Ugh.
The Quinn Snyder, St. Louis Hawks, Atlanta Hawks thing struck me as a little off there just because of Quinn's hair.
Yeah, but I'm just, if you're rooting for a hoop rock team, I'm with you.
So no matter what.
It's good for the...
What about the Nuggets?
Yeah, that's another... Yeah.
Okay, all right. So there I got.
And there's Chiefs. I feel like there's a Venn diagram of people who root for the Chiefs and root for the Nuggets.
Really?
Yeah, because
they're just
because they went to
self-loathing.
No, because they went to Kansas.
Now we're really going to tap in.
They went to Kansas, so they're friends from Kansas. Even though they're from St. Louis, they went to Kansas. Their friends are all Chiefs fans. So they're like, I'll be a Chiefs fan. And then also Christian Brown went to Kansas, won a championship, is now on the Nuggets. They're like, I'll be a Nuggets fan too. Christian Brown. You are the lamest.
So if you are from St. Louis, went to school at Kansas, and cheer for the Chiefs and the Nuggets, you are Jackson's enemy. You are your arch nemesis.
The Kansas thing, is just that's just a scenario. If you went to Kansas, what do I care? Congratulations.
So look at that. You're supportive of somebody chalking.
Yeah, they play 8-on-5 when they play at home, and it's great. And it's super cool.
We're talking about Allen Fieldhouse.
Yeah, and their uniforms are all
They do a
peak.
lot of comebacks late in the second half there.
Oh, yeah, like I said, it's 8-on-5. And, but, do what you got to do. But, yeah, if you are a Chiefs fan and then also a Nuggets fan, I'm saying, the rationale would be well, Christian Brown went there, and, go KU. Bill Self. Then they go and be Nuggets fans, and now they're double dipping in the grossometer. Yeah. Nasty.
Chicago is 4.5. Indy is 4. Nashville is 4. Kansas City is 3.5. Take your pick of a team. That's from the 618.
Essentially. And you chose the best one out of those 4. What does that say about you?
Don't you dare trash Bills Mafia. It's from the 314.
Root for the Bills. All I care. Break a couple tables. Don't hurt yourself.
Jackson has just become my favorite guy on 101. How about that? You're bringing the people to the table. 24 hours ago, we had the unfortunate Mike Modano incident. We met with management. We promised to never have that happen again.
Yeah, well, just give me 5 minutes. I'm sure your tenor will change on me.
Jackson's got the trivia question coming up at 10:45. And what is today's...
I called this one an ATA. That stands for Ask Tim Anything.
Oh, so we're asking the people to send in...
Well, I have some questions, too, but if people want to send
ATA.
in... Yeah, we'll do a little ATA.
Jackson is all dressed up because he knew he was going to ask the listeners who they would want to date, me or him.
Yeah, and I knew that was going to be our first topic, so I wanted to, give myself a fair fight here.
I can't... There was some guy who wanted to go out with you, but I don't remember the guy. Is it Bill Marsh?
Yeah, right, Bill Marsh.
Somebody says Joe Buck went to Kansas. He did not. The voice dude, he did not. He went to Indiana. Indianapolis is closer than Chicago and Kansas City. Not sure about Nashville. That's from Don Peepee. Don Peepee says it. I believe it. And that's it.
I like Indy. Indy's a cool town.
It's surging.
Yeah.
Kansas City's surging.
Yeah. It's weirdly Eastern time zone.
Nashville, surging.
Yeah. Nashville's also a cool town. I love Nashville.
Dome, getting new turf.
Yep.
Jackson will take a commercial break. Come back with more Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Welcome back to Blue Party 101 ESPN. My name's Tim McKernan. That's Jackson Burkett. And Jackson, you have your set of questions today called Ask Tim Anything. This is like an Ask Me Anything.
Yeah, similar.
And people do that on Insta.
They do it on Insta or Twitter. Or
Should I do an Instagram Live right now?
Yeah, it couldn't hurt.
I think I've made one post on Instagram in the last year. I think. Let me take a look and see what's doing. Also can see what Ella Reese is doing. I'll let you know. All right. So I can go live on Instagram?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I have one.
It's
two posts. Well, I think Rafe from 105.7 The Point, The Race Show.
Yeah.
He's a collaborator?
Collab posts.
Collab posts, yeah.
They hop into your photo feed, which is nice.
All right, Jackson. What is Ask Tim Anything today?
So I'm going to stay on the NFL, and something we've talked about before. Early prediction, how do you think the reception to Tom Brady will be as he will call his first NFL regular season game with the Browns taking on the Cowboys on Sunday? The Athletics' Andrew Marchand and Richard Deitch discussed this exact situation. Here's a quote from Deitch.
Okay.
There was a time in sports television when Brady would have been allotted a rookie broadcasting season of working on lower profile games and learning the mechanics of television. That's the logical way to approach this, but that world no longer exists. Brady will be judged fairly or unfairly right from his very first broadcast. Do you think, that's the end of the quote, do you think no matter his performance, there will be a reign of criticism for his first broadcast?
I do. But I have been wrong on the Brady and Fox thing since it was announced. I never thought it was going to happen. I was shorting that market left and right. Never thought it was going to happen. So now it's about to happen. Yep. 4 days away.
Yep.
My expectation is that he will experience a lot of criticism. Now, when I say experience a lot of criticism, what do we think of in 2024?
Blowback on Twitter.
There was some outrage on Twitter over Brady's.
Yeah.
Brady experienced harsh criticism, one user wrote.
Yeah, right.
Now, what will executives at Fox deep down really say? Because the reality is they're on the hook with him for a long-term deal. So they're going to, but what will they really think? That's different than guy who's mad that he's, tall, good-looking, thin, in his mid-40s with, hundreds of millions or billions of dollars.
Right.
You have to separate that because I'm not sure Brady's going to be particularly concerned about his opinion. So I have always thought it wasn't going to be good. I didn't think it was going to happen. Then when I found it was going to happen, I didn't think it was going to be good. But maybe he's going to be great.
Yeah. I think...
Let me tell you this. I will watch that game because of it.
Yeah. I think it'll be really easy for detractors because Tom Brady got a lot of hate during his playing days, but you couldn't deny, there was objective stats, whether you want to go Super Bowls, passing yards, whatever, wins. You couldn't deny that. You can't argue against that. Broadcasting is so subjective that detractors can just say, well, no, he sucks. And that's that. That's it. Again, this is small potatoes. I don't think the people at Fox are like, oh, 18 Twitter users said that, Tom Brady stinks and these guys don't have avatars. So let's make sure that we, appease to them. However, I really like what Deitch said about that, where it's like, he's getting thrusted into the big spot. This is a huge spot. This is not like he has no learning curve here. He's going right into it. And I think Tony Romo is probably, one of the first where it's thrown in right to the big spot immediately. And he originally got a really good reception. People loved it.
100%. And then got a big extension because of it.
And now I think the worm has turned a little bit on Romo.
I agree with you on that.
I think Brady will be the inverse. I think it'll come in. People will not be a fan of it. And then as it goes on, I think people will come to really, really like him.
See, for example, I'll present somebody who I think, whatever, would be great in that role, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
It's an intuitive thing. As a great broadcaster, game recognized game, Hoes do too. It's the new 2 Live Crew. I suppose you knew. R. Kelly, Fiesta. Think about that. Was that 2000?
Is that 2000? Fiesta by R. Kelly?
Of course, I'm talking about the remix. I only deal with remixes. But maybe Brady will kill it. I don't know. I'm anxious to find out. I'm looking forward to this. It's probably what I'm looking forward to most of the NFL this weekend.
Yeah, 2000 was the.
Of course it was, as if you needed to look that up.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're back to Peacock streaming only games, which is always.
And at about 8:30 this morning, I received a notification that Peacock increased its price to $13.99 a month.
Oh.
Do we get these things every couple of weeks from a different network?
It's brutal, man. It's brutal. I am still a DirecTV subscriber. College football is going to be tough for you to watch. Again, it goes back to what we've kind of been saying. As technology advances, it becomes easier and easier to do everything on a technological side. Yet watching sports gets harder and harder and harder, and more expensive.
You speak truths.
And more expensive, man.
You speak truths. 10:34. We're already just. I guess your Chiefs attack.
Threw a real wrench in our plan.
Hey, that's fine. You know what? You want a lot of people over today. A lot of people who are condemning you for the Mike Modano lack of knowing he existed.
Yeah. And no matter who you are out there, I love you.
Oh, my gosh.
No matter who you are.
Oh, my gosh.
I love you.
Where were you on September 5th, 2024?
I love you.
At 10:35 when Jackson Burkett said those famous words.
I don't know who you people are, but just know I love you.
You say you people. That's like, I know you didn't go to Ladue.
Well, You People was your favorite movie from last year with Jonah Hill.
I did get a chance to watch it, actually. So you're thinking of some other small, bald guy.
It was dreadful.
Really? Who co-starred?
It was Jonah
Molly
Hill.
Ringwald.
I don't know if Molly Ringwald was in it. When was the last time she was in something? You People was, it was Jonah Hill, Lauren London, David Duchovny. It stunk. Eddie Murphy was in it. It stunk.
Really?
Oh, it's bad.
Jackson is down on You People, so I do not watch that this weekend.
But I love Lauren London. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
Tom Brady and Kevin Burkhardt. And I assume this is Sunday at 3 p.m. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, it's the Browns and Cowboys game. No. I said it earlier.
It's the
Browns Cowboys. Yeah.
All right, we're going to have the trivia question. It's Jackson won't tell us what the category is. Very strange. But we're giving away Cardinal Blood Bash tickets for the game Tuesday against the Reds. That's coming up at 10:45. Text in. If the first one to text in your answer, the correct answer, 314-399-9646, you win the Blood Bash tickets. That's coming up. This is Balloon Party 101 ESPN.
This is Action Jackson with a SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals win last night in extra innings, final score of 3-2 over the Milwaukee Brewers. They take the series against Milwaukee. Off day today, they will be taking on the Seattle Mariners at Busch Stadium tomorrow night. 7:15 is the first pitch. And the NFL kicks off tonight. Baltimore Ravens head to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pre-game will start at 6:30. Kickoff at 7:20. That was another SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett with you. We have the Cardinal Blood Bash trivia coming up in about 4 minutes. 314-399-9646, Air Comfort Service text line. That's how you can text in and win the Blood Bash tickets for next Tuesday's game, as the Cardinals will be in the process of, at that point, I believe, a 6-game winning streak. As they are about to sweep the Mariners and close in on this wild card and shock the world by winning the World Series on November 2nd, 2024. If you're interested in wagering, it's plus 20,000. So 500 on it, and there's 100,000 for you, and then I'll take care of you. We'll circle back at the board meeting. We'll celebrate on November 2nd and 3rd, and then we'll have the board meeting on November 4th.
Fair. I did some Fangraphs research about the Cardinals. Currently, Tim, they have a playoff odds at 0.9%.
Yep.
For reference, their chances on this day, September 5th, 2021, was at 4.7%, and that was a week before the 17-game winning streak.
Oh, boy.
So,
Boy, you just like to ruin people's hopes and dreams on this show. That's your thing, isn't it?
I gained a lot of credibility in that first segment.
You did. The people are on board with you now.
It feels really weird.
Now you can correct that.
Feels really gross.
And ruin hopes and dreams. You don't like being a face. You're better suited as being a heel.
Certainly in this studio, I am. Yeah. That's where I'm best.
Yeah.
You know,
I've always been a baby face.
Don't get it twisted. You know, like still not a hockey guy. Still love hoop rock.
Yeah, for those of you who heard Jackson not be able to identify who Mike Modano is yesterday, clarification, he's not a hockey guy.
Not a hockey guy. Don't know Mike Modano, but I'm willing to learn more.
That's some nice show prep, Jackson. That's from Dan Jansen, and that's great. He's turning over a new leaf, too. It sounds like he's on board.
Thank you. I tried going back to find what they were on September 5th, 2011.
That's what I'd be really curious about.
That was what I first went to. I don't think, based on what Fangraphs doesn't go back that far.
Is that right?
I think it's probably along the lines of StatCast, where it started in the mid-20 teens, but I tried to go back and find, because I'd be really curious on that, and that information is not available. But 2021, when they did make the playoffs, certainly in a similar situation, their odds were considerably better then, and then they went on a 17-game
Well, I can
streak.
tell you this. It's September 5th right now. I do know on September 11th, 2011, the Cardinals beat the Braves on a Sunday afternoon. And, wow, what a critical victory it turned out to be, because those Braves were the team the Cardinals were chasing down, and the Braves were the team that the Philadelphia Phillies defeated in order for the Cardinals to get in on that last night of a phenomenal regular season in 2011.
That was one of the best playoff series I've ever seen.
Cardinals and Phillies.
Cardinals, certainly the best Game 5 I've ever seen.
I think in my lifetime, that's the best team the Cardinals beat in the postseason.
Wow, that's a good question. That right there is interesting.
Even though, you know, a team that loses in LDS probably flies under the radar.
Yeah.
But the 2011 Phillies, I bet if you talk to some of the guys on the 2011 Phillies, they'd be like, how the hell did we lose?
Certainly pitching-wise, I mean, their roster, don't get me wrong, was nasty. I think the 06 Mets might have had a better roster, but the pitching was better, way better in
Pedro
Philly.
wasn't healthy in that series.
Yeah, but they were...
Not that was the super young Pedro, but he wasn't able to pitch. I mean, they did throw Oliver Perez to start. You know, the Phillies had the option of Halladay or Lee for Game 5. All due respect to Oliver Perez.
Yeah, definitely. Phillies starting rotation clears without question, but that Mets roster was really nasty. That's a good question, though.
Well, I mean, it came from me, so of course it's good. They had Carlos Ruiz, Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Jimmy Rollins, friend of the program, Placido Polanco, Raul Ibanez, Shane Victorino, and Hunter Pence.
Yeah.
As their main guys.
06 Tigers are really good, too. They performed as bad as a team can perform in the World Series, but Maglio Ordonez was nasty.
Sup, Mags? Sup, Tim?
He was nasty. And Polanco's on that team, too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Wore a little turtleneck.
He did wear a little turtleneck. Jackson, it's 10:46. That means it's time for your trivia question.
This one's fun.
314-399-9646. Text in the Air Comfort Service text line. The first person to text in the correct answer wins the Bud Bash tickets for the Cardinals and Reds this coming Tuesday as the Cardinals begin their Sunday charge to the postseason and winning the World Series on November 2nd.
This question came to me while we were sitting on TMA. So when I say all four a major American sports franchise, they have some of them. They just don't have all four. What is the biggest media market without all four major North American sports franchises?
Wow, what a question. Fun question. I agree.
What is the biggest media market without all four? All four.
This is putting me to the test.
Yep.
I think I have the answer. I always have to text Jackson because I don't want to give it away. I think I'm right on this. I feel good about it. You text in your answer. The first one to get texted in gets the Bud Bash tickets.
There it is. Winner has come in already.
All right, I've just sent mine in.
No, sir. Without all four,
I texted Orlando.
Orlando is not the answer. The answer is Houston.
Oh.
Houston, Texas.
Now I feel like I left it a two-footer out there.
Houston, Texas.
There's a lot of talk of them getting a hockey team in the next NHL expansion.
They only have two teams, and they're number 7. There's a 7 media market, and they only have 2 sports teams.
What are you talking about?
3. Astros,
right.
Texans.
Thank you. I mean, that is a 50% increase right there.
Yeah. There was a mental slip up. I don't recognize the Astros.
Oh, is that the reason? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess everybody in the audience probably got. Well, yeah, of course you don't recognize.
You get garbage cans and that left field porch. You might as well be playing it.
Now you're winning me over again. Well, you're winning everybody over today.
Yeah. Get a real ballpark and then I'll count you. But they definitely do not have hockey. So
that left field puts me on tilt.
Is it worse than the right field in Yankee?
I haven't stood at home plate at Yankee Stadium. I will someday.
Right. Well, you'll have it that bad.
I should. Politics. But I have stood at home plate at what was Minute Maid. What the hell is it called? Is it still Minute Maid?
I think so, yeah.
And it really reminded me of Afton Athletic Association, where, blue-collar people like me grew up playing baseball.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is what we're doing at the major league level. And as I look straight ahead, there's a hill with a flagpole in the middle of it. Now, I know they got rid of that. The problem is there's a street right behind left field, so it's not like they can move it back or they just lose those seats.
Yeah, right. And they were like, well, we'll put a train track on it, and that'll make it better. No.
That's fine. It gave Poole something to aim for.
That was a good one, Tim.
Thanks. I'm pretty talented. I'm excited about me. 10:48 in St. Louis. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers. Don Pepe, I think. No, I missed it. Somebody said I thought it was Festus. Festus is second on the list according to Bill Marsh.
Festus, others receiving votes.
Yep. It's closer to Austin than it is to Dallas. That's from Don Pepe.
And what probably he's talking about the Rangers probably, because there is that contingent of people where it's like, well, Dallas doesn't have a baseball team. We're like, well, the Rangers. And they're like, oh, it's in Arlington. Come on.
Arlington's closer to Austin than Dallas?
I don't know if that's what Don Pepe, and I don't want to allege anything to Don.
Yeah, you don't want to cross the
But if I had to guess, that's what the conversation's about. But maybe I'm off. I don't know.
I mean, Austin and Dallas are pretty close, right? Remember flying from Dallas to Austin to watch Missouri take on the Longhorns in 2008? It didn't go well. Colt McCoy got him.
Jordan Shipley, remember that name?
And yes, I do. He was on that Longhorn squad.
Pretty confident.
Colt McCoy was hitting him. I mean, they were just, that was brutal. But remember flying over, and I'm like, well, there was a huge stadium we just flew over. What the hell is that? You know what it was? You want to take a guess? This is fun with Texas geography. I have no tickets to give. I can't give away the stuff you can give. I can't win people over with my wares.
08.
It's got nothing to do with like the year.
Well, it wouldn't have been Globe Life because that wasn't around yet.
No. What I'm saying is it was another city, but you're not in the air very long.
TCU? The TCU Stadium?
Yes, not nice.
That's Fort Worth.
Nice, it's Fort Worth. Waco.
Oh, Baylor.
Yeah.
Is it a big stadium?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's a Big 12 stadium.
Sure.
I'm like, what the hell's that? I just didn't know my geography.
People forget that they won the national title in basketball just 3 years ago.
I absolutely forgot that. You could have given me 25 schools for real, and I would have just absolutely never gotten it.
Yeah, they beat Gonzaga because remember Gonzaga and UCLA played an awesome Final Four game where Jalen Suggs hit a half-court shot to win.
I do remember that.
And then Gonzaga got wiped off the floor. Shout out to Mark Few, though.
Yeah, he is a loyal listener. All right, final segment coming up. Was it the Little Piddles observation deck? You got to ask Tim everything.
I got a pretty big picture question for you, but maybe I'll save it for tomorrow.
All right, fair enough. 10:50. We'll find out. It's coming up. It's Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Welcome back to Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Jackson, we have 5 minutes. How are you going to optimize these 5 minutes? And then we're going and playing the Pro-Am for the Ascension Charity Classic. Jackson and I in the same pairing with Mark Hensby, who finished top 10 in all 4 majors in 2005. Is this a tryout for me? I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to comment.
There will be a gallery for you. There will be people, watching.
I mean, I'm 3 years away from being eligible.
Yeah, trust me, you're on their radar.
I would think so.
You're on their radar.
I guess I can do it. I'm going to have to ask off.
Yeah, but they only play 54 holes.
Yeah, so I can play on Friday if I can ask off.
Right. You leave here Thursday afternoon, jet to wherever, play,
right.
Come back right here on Monday. You'll be like be like St. Louis's Doug Gottlieb,
who's coaching and also still hosting a radio show.
And engagement farming like there's no tomorrow.
God bless. Asked him anything, boxers or briefs.
Oh, that's nice.
Here, you want me to show? Because I'm not sure what you call.
You're going with this. Whale tail season.
Boxer brief. Yeah, it is whale tail season. Yeah. September is always whale tail season. Jackson, what's your final? Was this the Little Piddles observation deck where you just the NBA standings from 88?
I guess given the amount of time we have left and gained a lot of credibility in the first segment.
You had a huge show. Why not finish on a high?
No, we're going to bookend with something that's going to drop it.
Uh-oh.
I really gave it a chance this time, Tim, and I rewatched over the weekend Field of Dreams. And it still does not resonate with me. It does not resonate with me.
And you have such a close relationship with your father.
Like a great relationship with my dad. I will say the last 25 minutes are great. Like once they get back to the baseball
I think this
field.
is engagement farming.
No, because I really did. I tried to open up my heart and the movie's just it's so weird.
Oh no.
It cheats a lot of stuff.
So if I were to type Field of Dreams in on goodorbad.com, what would it be?
It's not bad because, like I said, the last 25 minutes.
I thought the whole point of goodorbad.com, so therefore it's good because there's 2 choices.
Yeah, it is because the last 20.
There we go. All right, so the take is actually fraudulent. But it's engagement farming. I knew it was too.
It just doesn't it just does not resonate.
A lot of people love Field of Dreams, but I just watched it and I just don't think it's very good.
Where did James Earl Jones go at the end? Is he dead? Was he dead the whole time? What's the deal? Where does he go? Is he supposed to write a book on heaven?
Holden Caulfield.
J.D. Salinger. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Moonlight Graham.
And so James Earl Jones has it.
What about Timothy Busfield? He was on 30-something in the 1980s, and they called it a yuppie show.
And then went on to be a great baseball player in Little Big League. I don't get it. No one's wife is that cool with what Kevin Costner was doing. Light $5,000 on fire and take 2 acres of just to watch ghosts play baseball and then go kidnap a writer in Boston. You live in Iowa. Go to Boston to kidnap a writer because a voice told you so. Right. There's no way that's actually going to happen. I know, but the logic aside, it just doesn't. It totally. Although when he says, "Dad, can we have a catch?" and it's the broken Costner voice. I get it. I get why people love it.
All right.
I get why people. It just doesn't resonate with me.
Of that score.
The score is outstanding.
Oh my goodness.
That's why it can't be bad.
I feel like Sean Astin just sacked Georgia Tech's quarterback as the emotion wells up within me. And Daddy Warbucks just adopted little Sarah Jessica Parker and Annie. That's the kind of emotion I'm feeling right now.
What about when Timothy Busfield shoves little Gabby Hoffman? She starts choking on the hot dog. Burt Lancaster comes out.
And she played Jerry West's secretary?
Yeah.
Jerry Buss's secretary.
Jerry Buss.
In Winning Time.
Yes. Bring back Winning Time. Please, HBO. Please bring it back.
A lot of takes coming out here in these final 5 minutes.
You got
Field of Dreams getting shrapnel, Winning Time getting support. Jeff Pearlman and his angry TikTok account.
Where
he just airs out things he saw behind the scenes angrily.
If we're not going to get Winning Time back, just make a biopic of Adrian Brody playing Pat Riley. He was really getting to his bag in the end there, and they cut him off.
All right.
Let him cook. When they do the flash where he has the slick back hair, incredible. I love Adrian Brody.
Have you seen Sean Astin lately? I think he ate the Georgia Tech quarterback. I'm not fat shaming, though. That's from Bazooka Tooth 75.
Bazooka Tooth. I like that name a lot.
Well, that's how we're going to lay on the plane today, Jackson, but we'll be back tomorrow. I think we're going to win the Pro-Am. I don't know what the format is. I just know that with me and you paired with Mark Hensby, how can we lose?
Yeah, sky is the limit, Tim.
Amen. This is our time.
Down there?
It's their time. Up there, it's their time. Down here, it's our time.
Yeah.
That was Sean Astin again.
Wow. Big Sean Astin
Yeah, big
show.
Sean Astin Thursday here on Balloon Party. BK and Ferrario coming your way. This has been Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, presenting sponsor of Balloon Party. And guess what? I was just out at St. Louis Acura yesterday talking it over with Ryan Seiberg. And I said, I got to tell you something, Ryan. I said, my mother-in-law, she just got a car here a few weeks ago. I've sent friends, business associates. I've sent them all the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. And, usually people make a transaction and they don't follow up to tell me what the experience was like. But it's so good that they then text me and go, you weren't kidding. Jamie Burkhardt's the greatest. Peter Munganess, he's the best. Ryan Seiberg, I met Ryan. They did an incredible job taking care of my car. I'm never going anywhere else. Well, there you go. Once you experience, you're not going to go anywhere else. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Experience it, and now you'll have what can be a big headache taken care of for good, and that's your car and where to get a car and to get your car serviced. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com.